Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to our videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. This is a review of the HYT H0. You don't always know that it's a 0 after H. Sometimes it looks like an O, which would make this the HYT Ho, but it's not. It's the HYT H0. I don't know why they decided to call this the H0. They have the HYT 1, 2, 3, 4. This could have been the 5, could have been the 6, but they decided to call it the 0. The problem with calling a watch 0 is it makes it sound really cool, but at the same time you can only use it once. Like, it's a magic trick you can only do once. What are they going to call it? The 0.5 next time? Like, that's not really doable. Anyways, that's just a nomenclature issue. They call this a pebble style design, and you can see that the case is lugless, looks like a can. I always say that the sapphire crystal kind of looks like it was topped with like a dog bowl or something like that. Not terms the HYT themselves probably wants me to say, but you know, actually I really like this watch. I'm just trying to explain how people who aren't necessarily into the brand or understand it would look at this and view it and perhaps perceive the design. Has the same movement as the H1, but of course it's been sort of re-engineered in terms of the dial and the case. And so what you have here is a base, and then inside is sort of a plateau. It's relatively flat on top with a few added elements. Two holes there look like running tracks, so you can see the bellows for the movement, which powers the liquid that is the hour indicator. So remember, HYT, they are the hydromechanical horologists. So each HYT watch uses a liquid indicator. I love this concept. You know, this is actually the first HYT watch that I wore for several days, like in a row, even though I have reviewed HYT watches before. I found the legibility to be surprisingly good, interestingly enough. There's a lume strip underneath there, so there's actually lume in it. There's lume on the hands. And what you do is you just sort of, look at where the indicator is here near the hour. So you see it would be 10, and then it would be, that's the minute hand. So it'd be like 10:06, seconds hand here, subsidiary seconds, power reserve indicator. Pretty nice looking movement. Again, this is the same caliber, I think it's called the 101 from the H1. So nothing really dissimilar there, but a nice movement. Case is 48.8 millimeters wide. This part, of course, is titanium, and the rest of it is sapphire crystal. This is a prototype, so the strap is a little finicky, I will say. This watch really did grow on me. This white version is not for everyone. There's, I think, 3 or 4 different versions. There's a black with orange, a black with green, a few others there. Let me just sort of clean this off. I mean, one issue, of course, with having a large sapphire crystal like that is you can have a lot of glare issues and you can get it really smudgy. But I did find that with the way that they designed the crystal, with mostly flat sides, I mean, obviously it's curved here, but it's a very sharp curve, this really reduces the glare. On the wrist, because it doesn't have lugs, it tends to, look very much like a cylindrical object on your wrist. It's almost 18 millimeters thick. That's about 17.9 millimeters thick. So sizable watch, but as you can see, wearable. The strap is nice. It tapers. It makes it more convenient. I think they could have done a little bit more with the strap. I think overall, the sort of pebble style design is modern. Fits the sort of core look of what they're trying to achieve very well. Even though it's always been a modern brand, this is sort of a more, I'll call it fluid design, modern look that I think benefits them. It's a little bit different direction, but it definitely benefits where I think the brand is, where the personality and develop. Also, the perfectly round case really matches all the dials well. So you have this interesting symmetry. If you want to look at certain parts of the dial look like a face, you can do that. Crown position here so it doesn't dig into your wrist. Ergonomics is pretty good. Comfort is very good. It's a very comfortable watch for sure. Legibility is surprisingly good. It's not cheap. I think a brand like HYT would have sold a lot more watches if only the brand were priced at a few $1,000s versus in the ultra luxury category. This is actually one of the more affordable HYT watches. The H0 is $39,000. I think it's dollars, maybe Swiss francs. I'm guessing it's dollars. Yeah, $39,000. So that's, that's a fair amount of money for a cool watch. Like I said, at somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000, I think the brand could sell a lot more. Like, I like this watch a lot. I'd wear it a lot. I think it's distinctive and interesting. Am I in a position in my life where I have $39,000 of disposable income to spend on watches? No. If I was, would I buy this? Maybe not first. So I think they're onto a great thing, but I think that there's becoming a challenge for watches like this to appeal to a certain demographic that can't necessarily afford it, and the demographic that can afford it, certainly by some, but I'm not sure if the brand is advanced along enough yet. They definitely have distinction. They definitely have a lot of interesting ideas. So if you can afford this or other HYT watches, you're in for a treat. It's a cool brand and they're fun. But I think that, at a price at $39,000, there's an enormous amount of people that otherwise would love to wear a watch like this that clearly can't afford it. The brand, I think, is interested in seeing about lower priced options for different things they're doing with Pressiflex, which is sort of a sister company to HYT. But that's a conversation for an entirely different day. You can see more about the HYT H0 on aBlogtoWatch.com.